Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. This is still Heidi Filipino Jr. and in this video, we will tackle about cellular respiration and cellular fermentation. So, let's get started. Cellular respiration and fermentation. So, let's have first the cellular respiration. So, ano nga ba po yung cellular respiration? So, yung cellular respiration po is a series of chemical reactions that convert the energy in food into a usable form of energy called ATP. So, yung cellular respiration po nagtitakes place in cytoplasm and in the mitochondria of a cell. Diyan po sila nagtitakes place. And so, yung cellular respiration po, meron po kasi silang mga steps para magawa itong process na ito. So, the first step of cellular respiration is called glycolysis. Ayan. So, it takes place in the cytoplasm of all cells. Ayan. So, ano nga ba po yung glycolysis? So, glycolysis is a process by which a sugar called glucose is broken down into smaller molecules. Ayan. So, yung glycolysis po is a process. Tapos, this process produces some ATP molecules. It also uses energy from the other ATP molecules. So, yan po yung glycolysis. So, process po siya na nag-produce some ATP molecules. So, more ATP is made during the second step of cellular respiration than during glycolysis. So, mas kakaunti po ang na-produce dito sa glycolysis. Mas kakaunting ATP ang na-produce. So, okay, yan po yung glycolysis. So, according to diagram, ito po yung cellular respiration and ito po yung glycolysis. Yan, yung glucose or sugar napupunta sa cytoplasm at saka some of the ATP. And then, sa cytoplasm nagagawa yung chemical reactions. And then, yung product niya is yung smaller molecules and then ATP din. Yan. Yan po yung glycolysis. So, the second step in cellular respiration takes place in the mitochondria of eukaryotic cells. The second step na po tayo. So, yung second step po uses oxygen. Ito po yung second step ng cellular respiration. Gumagamit po ng oxygen. So, yung the smaller molecules made during glycolysis are broken down. So, sa second step po, yung mga smaller molecules na yung product ng glycolysis are nabobroken down again dito sa second step. So, many ATP molecules are made. Cells use ATP molecules to power all cellular processes. So, yung ATP molecules pala ay ginagamit para po ma-power up or to power all cellular processes. So, kung walang ATP, wala ding processes ng mga cells. Okay? So, two waste products, which is the H2O or water and CO2 or carbon dioxide are given off during this step of cellular respiration. Yan. So, according to sa diagram, so yung step 1 po, which is the glycolysis or yung mga sugar, glucose, is broken down into smaller molecules dyan sa diagram, and the products of glycolysis are used in step 2. Okay, so step 2, which is nag-takes place dito sa mitochondria or mitochondrion, which is the singular form of or singular term of mitochondria. Yan po, nag-takes place sa mitochondria, and then yun nga yung step 2, need niya yung oxygen, which is smaller molecules plus oxygen, which is O2. So, yung product nila is ATP, which is the energy yung gagamitin para po sa mga cellular processes. Then another product is the water, or H2O, and carbon dioxide. So reactions in the mitochondria convert oxygen and small molecules into energy, water, and carbon dioxide. Yan po yung cellular respiration, the step 2. The step 1 and step 2. Yan. So, let's have the diagram. Carbohydrates go into the cell, and then the carbohydrates are broken down into glucose, which is the sugar. Then glucose are broken down into 2 simpler sugars, and energy is released. And simple sugars enter the mitochondria and are broken down more. So yung product nila is oxygen is used, energy is released, and carbon dioxide and water are produced and released as wastes. Yan po yung cellular respiration. Next, we have cellular fermentation. So, ano nga ba po yung cellular fermentation? So, cellular fermentation is a reaction that cells use to obtain energy from food when oxygen levels are low. So, because no oxygen is used in this reaction, fermentation makes less ATP than cellular respiration does. So, obviously, kasi nga, itong reaction na to is walang need ng oxygen or hindi gumagamit ng oxygen. So, yung fermentation po, nagproduce ng ATP pero less ATP yung naproduce niya than cellular respiration. Okay. So, yung fermentation takes place in a cell's cytoplasm, not in mitochondria. So, unlike sa respiration na nagte-takes place siya sa cytoplasm at saka sa mitochondria. So, yung fermentation po nagte-takes place lang sa cytoplasm. So, ito po yung diagram natin sa fermentation. So, carbohydrates go into the cell, and then carbohydrates are broken down into glucose, which is the sugar, and then glucose are broken down into 2 simpler sugars, and energy is released, which is the ATP, and simpler sugars do not go into the mitochondria. And chemical reactions occur in cytoplasm, and some energy is released. Wastes are also produced, such as lactic acid, alcohol, or carbon dioxide. Unlike sa respiration na yung mga waste product po is water and carbon dioxide. So yung fermentation po, yung mga waste po niya are the lactic acid, alcohol, and carbon dioxide. So yung carbon dioxide lang po yung similar na waste sa kanilang dalawa. So yun po yung cellular respiration and fermentation. Hope that you did understand some, kahit overview or simple definition lang po yun sa cellular respiration and fermentation. So that's all for today, and see you to our next video. Thank you. God bless.